had to go do some business for Smithsonian Museum in Italy, so they put him up in one of Rockefeller's multi-million-dollar mansions. He's up in the third story, manicured lawns, fabulous scenery, and he had to write an article there. But the next crash, these guys won't get through it. Do you know, we put a new man in office. Let me tell you something. There's a fellow who used to be a Baptist preacher called Bill Moyers. Bill Moyers has been around the world with David Rockefeller, a billionaire. Do you know what he said when he came back? This world is run by 15 men. That's all. They regulate the price of money, regulate the price of everything else. Do you know what happened these last 3 weeks? Do you remember? Gold went up $40 an ounce in 3 weeks. So there's something brewing in the world. 15 men control this world. No. But I go to bed in a nightmare if I believe that. God runs this world. The earth is the Lord's. And he's going to collect the rent for it soon. He's loaned a bit of it to you and loaned a bit to me. Well, come on. You see, I don't want to wait to get to heaven and be put in a dances class. I don't want to be a stranger when I get there. I want to know him. I want him to indwell me. I want him to say no and say yes and govern me and rule me. Because, and if you're going to do that, there are going to be times when just as I have ecstasy I can't bear, there are going to be times when I'm broken, I can't do anything but weep and grieve. There aren't enough demons in hell, there aren't enough sinners on earth to hinder revival. The hindrance to revival is in this room. It's in your disobedience, it's in your rebellion, it's in your unwilling to suffer. Those amazing Christians in Scotland were hunted all over. I'm not hunted. If Jesus came back to earth today, what would we do? Crucify him? No, ignore him. The world doesn't crucify us, it ignores us. Do you think Clint never worries, or Mr. Gore sit down and say, what will the Christians say? No, sirree. I grieve over all the illegitimate kids that are born. I've got a precious granddaughter. The last thing I do when I go to sleep at night, I pray for my precious granddaughter, Lisa, in China. Oh, it's wonderful. Our second generation. Now, David and Nancy have a daughter there, and another girl that's been around the world. She wants to find God's will. It's wonderful. Every day I feel there's an extension of my life through David, the extension of his life through Lisa. She knows God. And then I read in the paper the new threat of the government in China is they're going to wipe out the underground church. Now what? Do I worry and cry my granddaughter may be slaughtered? No. I say God is over all. If you had a Holy Ghost revival at shook Dallas, what would you do? You get hold of the man, book him up to go to New York, book him up to go to Philadelphia, book him up to go somewhere else. There's a Holy Ghost revival in Scotland in the time that, what's his name now? Robert Murray McShane was there. Robert Murray McShane, a friend of mine, a neighbour, went up there recently, and he said he stood outside of St. Peter's in Aberdeen, it's Aberdeen, I think. And he said, look there. Then I went inside. I saw outside a stone about 6 feet long with one word, eternity. And every time the preacher went in to preach, he looked on the stone, eternity. He put his elbows on the desk, put his head in his hands and wept and wept and wept and had a broken heart for years over that city. Then God took him away. He got a call, he said, God took him to speak to the Jews over in Israel. And while he was there, W.C. Burns came. W.C. Burns. The whole city shook with the Holy Ghost revival. Some